the point yatanga tichibudisa situation ya comrade Nyokayemabhunu. Tataura isisi tine zvinangwa zviviri zvatiunza pano. We have to aim two agendas, and it agenda number 1 is to register our disappointment with the Zimbabwean Embassy. They are conniving with Zigananda in manipulating identity documents of fellow Zimbabweans. This is what happened to Comrade Nyokayemabhunu, right? I shared already what happened to Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. We are saying, after getting arrested, the situation in court was, there was a verification process of identity. When the lawyer made sure that all the paperwork is in place, and the asylum was applied for and was presented, the court adjourned so that the magistrate will verify the identity documents which were presented. During adjournment, that's when the guys from Zimbabwe came with a separate docket and separate different identification of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. The mistake which they did, like what we said before, they failed to put the correct date of birth of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. This raised eyebrows to the magistrate. That's when the magistrate said, no, please, there is something fishy here. I need more time to verify these two documents. Where is the embassy coming in? The embassy is responsible for verifying identity of Zimbabweans here in South Africa. When they were approached by the court to verify Comrade Nyokayemabhunu's documents, they connived with the mafia in Zimbabwe, Gananda, and they facilitated a different identity of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. Right? So, after creating a different identity of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu, they tried to remove the original record of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. The document which they presented had date of birth of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu as someone who was born in 1977. And the papers which we presented to the court were the correct records identity of Comrade Nyokayemabhunu with the correct date of birth of 1987. So the magistrate is very clever. The magistrate noticed that. So the second agenda why we are here, we need to carbon copy this petition to the South African judicial system. That's why the police are here. We are going to give them a copy so that it will be presented to the judicial system, so that the courts will be aware of the new criminal activities which are now happening to Zimbabweans, but being facilitated by the government and the embassy. This will assist them by indexing the new criminal activity and put fair judgments in future. Because this is a new skill. It seems like they are winning always. The embassy have got precedence of everything. So what we are saying to the embassy, please be fair to Zimbabweans. When Zimbabweans speak, they are not criminals. They are participating or putting their input because Zimbabwe is theirs. Zimbabwe doesn't belong to an elite. We know of state capture which is happening. That's the message which Comrade Nyokayemabhunu is sharing. When we are talking of Zigananda, we are talking of people who are doing criminal activities of looting the economy. All the state resources are no longer being channeled to the government through proper channels. They are now going direct to individual pockets. When this happens, this is what we call state capture, where we are now having individuals who are more richer than Zimbabwe itself as a country. We have concerns which were mentioned by Comrade Mgari here. the situation in our hospitals, the roads. If you check Masvingo Road, I don't know when it was started, how many kilometers it is, and it's not yet finished, and there is no even promise of that road to get finished. Mbudzi roundabout. It's us who came up. We went to Mbudzi roundabout, take pictures and say, you guys, what are you doing here? When I went to Mbudzi roundabout to take pictures, there were 2 graders and sleeping security officers. Nobody was working there. That's when we shared the pictures. Oh, guys, this is the situation at Mbudzi roundabout. They used to come with helicopters to monitor the activities which were happening, but that activity had stopped already. So when we raised this concern about Mbudzi roundabout, they started to say, oh, the man was looted, but we are making a plan, right? When we went there the second time, there were more than 20 graders. Everything was working. And I think in the near future, it's going to be completed soon. But why do you need people to speak first so that you can perform your duties? This is the message being shared by Comrade Nyokayemabhunu. So don't criminalize Zimbabweans when they speak. They are concerned Zimbabweans work hand in hand with them. It is their government. What type of leadership are you with the leadership which doesn't need any input from its citizens? That's the message we are sharing here. So the petition, I'm sure everybody signed the petition here. The agendas are clear. I think now Comrade Musipa will give us the vote of thanks and tell us about the program and